Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, and welcome to a replay of mine, a tank you won't have seen before. It's the Excelsior, and there's a reason you haven't seen it before. It's not very good. This may in fact be the first decent game I had in the Excelsior, and that's because it's extremely favourable matchmaking. For one thing, we're top tier, and yes, this does get limited matchmaking, but it still sees tier 6s, and the tier 6s don't care about the armor. In fact, a lot of tier 5 tank destroyers don't care about the armor. But there's not that many tier 5s on each side, and there's only one enemy heavy tank. We've got 3. Now, yes, it's 2 T14s and me and an Excelsior. We've basically got the same crappy gun. But still, this is about as good as it gets. And the enemy artillery is a trio of Su-26s, which will actually bounce off this armor. So I'm with Kushiel there, and Mavithriel, who is in Circ 2. Kushiel is actually, well, is or should be very soon in Circ 2 also. He's fairly new to the game, grinding cash for tier 6, so we went with premiums, and this is my, well, actually, it's not my only tier 5 limited matchmaking premium, because of course I've got the Matilda Black Prince, which is better than this. I've also got the Churchill 3, which is way better than this, but I decided to give this a spin, because why not? So, me and Kushiel are over on this flank. Meb is, she's over on the other flank, and she's fairly far back. She's basically in a very defensive position. The Su-85B is not in a good place, where he is in E9 there on the island. I've decided I'm going to be fairly aggressive. The only thing that could possibly really worry me would be the flak bus. And there he is, there's the flak bus. So if we can take him out, yeah, there we go. Kushiel takes the kill shot, and I feel pretty confident to actually just go for it, to be aggressive, to press up. I will say this for the Excelsior, for a heavy tank, it is fairly mobile. The thing is, it's not mobile enough to make up for the terrible gun. And yes, the armor is decent, but it's not good enough to make up for the terrible gun. And this is one of the very, very few situations where actually the armor felt like it was good enough. And like I've said, that's because it was extremely favourable matchmaking. This was a very good matchup for an Excelsior and a pair of T14s. We really couldn't have asked for better. Now you'll see on my tank, I'm packing a lot of premium ammo on this thing. You need it. It is not a tier 5 you buy to grind a lot of cash with, just because there's a lot of targets that you can't hurt without premium ammo. You just can't. You could play it as a really crappy slow medium, but you're not. You know, it's sort of, compared to the other tier 5 mediums, a lot of them are better than this. Compared to say the T34 or the Type T34, you know, it's probably about on a par mobility wise. Oh, Covenanter over there, a derp Covenanter even. There's the AT2. Okay, now this is make or break. The AT2 is the other tough target. If he has the 3.7-inch derp gun, I'm pretty much toast. Doesn't matter how much armor I've got, he's just going to derp me to death. If, however, he's got the 6-pounder, the 57mm, then I'm in with a far better chance. And I may have been, I don't know, maybe too aggressive at this point, but I just, I was so aware I just hadn't had a good game yet, and I'm just like, screw it, screw it. I don't like this tank, I really don't. But even in a bad tank, you can have the occasional good game, and I think this is one of those. Now, just everybody's shooting at me, and like I said, this is one of the rare occasions when the armor felt actually adequate, because it was a trio of Su-26s. It was the 82 with the 6-pounder. It was a Covenanter. It was, you know, things at tier 4 basically. So here we go. Switch to the premium ammo, and even then, I need the premium ammo just to pen his weak spots. This isn't even load the premium ammo to pen him anywhere. This is just to pen the weak spots. That's how great this gun is. Yeah, there's the T34. Back to the regular ammo. I think I can take the T34 at this range. Whoa. Yeah. I mean, the front armor is such that it could bounce my shots at a longer range, but not at this range. So there we go. And nope, that goes wild. One of the problems with this gun, quite apart from the absolutely terrible penetration, is the SU-26s were just trying so hard. It is the fact that it's not accurate either. I think the same goes for the T-14. There are a number of premiums which are bad because the guns are just terrible, and some of the premiums with bad guns, you know, they have other things that make them reasonable. Like for instance, the KB5 is very effective at ramming. It's got reasonable armor apart from its obviously massive weak spot. Although that said, I would still like to see some buffs to the KB5's gun. But there are some like this. The Matilda 4 comes to mind. The T14. Where it's just a matter of there's really not much going for them. The gun is lacking in penetration. It doesn't even have the accuracy for you to hit weak spots at anything else than close range. The armor is, you know, reasonable for a tier 5. It's good for a tier 5, but it's very, very, very flat. So that means there's a lot of stuff that just has no difficulty going through it. And of course, wow, that HE. I was loaded HE for the. At this point, I was like, yeah, okay, Top Gun. This is going all right. 7 kills. But there's 2 arties left. I could get a Pascucci's out of this. You know, I could really nail this bastard to the wall. Because I really don't like this tank. But alas, it's not to be. I've got my my 8 kills though. Got my Radley Walters, so that's something. That's not bad for a terrible tank. It just needed OP matchmaking. So yeah, I can't even remember what I was saying. Just that the gun is terrible, and that it's not the only premium in the world where the gun is terrible. So yeah, things like the Panzer B2 at least has sort of reasonable armor for tier 4, and it's tier 4 only. Same goes for the Valentine 2, but that's got a really, really bad gun. That's got the same gun as the LTP. It's just, you need all of the gold for that. So there's some tanks that are just, yeah, blah. Anyway, not able to get that last kill, but it doesn't matter. I have 8. Like I said, this was a good game. This is like the only good game I've had in the Excelsior. It was my 8th tanker game with that performance, and it literally had to be an environment where I could be really aggressive and just seal club, because I've yet to find really a use for this tank otherwise. It's not a particularly good support tank because of its terrible gun. It's not a good flank pusher because the armor isn't really worth that much. In tier 6 battles, it is terrible, frankly. It's just, yeah. Anyway, but like I said, Mastery, Radley Walters Top Gun, and a Steel Wall because I had those SU-26s pounding at me. I had some lower tiers pounding at me, so 2400 potential damage. It's probably the best I've ever taken in this tank. I'm sure other people have had better matches. I'm sure there are people out there that do amazingly well in this thing, but I think you need to be really rather skilled to make it work because it's just not a good combination otherwise. Anyway, there you go, my one good Excelsior game. You're probably not going to see many replays of that, but I thought I'd at least share this one with you. So if you enjoyed this replay, you can hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, you can leave a comment below. Normally I say those the other way around, but anyway. You can check out my Facebook page, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.